This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in the matchroom bubble here for Chisora Parker, Taylor-Jonas and a whole host of other fights. I'm joined by MTK Global's very own Tom Stalker. It's been a while. You just said to me you haven't done an interview in quite some time.
It's been a while, Coog. I've been off the Sounders.
No,
sorry. I've been off the radar for a few years since obviously I haven't boxed for a while, and then been working with MTK scouting and then obviously managing fighters. So I've moved back home to the UK now, so starting to get a lot more fighters under my belt for MTK. Taylor-Jonas being one of them.
Let's jump straight into that, Tom. Huge fight, not just for women's boxing, but just boxing in general. It's a fight that we probably might have seen earlier, but we know that Natasha obviously suffered a setback in her career with a defeat to Vivian Albinoff. But since then, she's put herself right back in the mix, obviously off the back of that great fight, one of the best fights of last year with Terry Harper in that draw. But she's rightly getting a shot at Katie Taylor.
Yeah, do you know, she deserves this fight. I think the Terry Harper fight, I personally thought she won the fight, but what she's gained from that fight is the confidence and knowing where she's at, what level she's at. And like obviously I drove down with her in the car yesterday coming into the bubble, and she's very, very, very confident that she can cause an upset. Her numbers in camp with Joe, she's beat all her numbers. The sparring she's had has been fantastic, it's been amazing. So I think it's going to be the best Taylor-Jonas. Katie Taylor, let's take nothing away from Katie Coog. She for me is at the moment the best woman boxer in the world. But I think everything's about time, and I think this is the time where Natasha can become victorious.
We obviously know they met each other last time out in the quarterfinals of the 2012 Olympics. I know you were there. But I mean, that was 9 years ago, and talking to Katie Taylor yesterday, as much as we all love kind of a rivalry story that stems from the amateurs, this is A, 9 years on, and B, it's a completely different ball game in the pros.
It's a different ball game, but what I'd like to say with the Olympics was, I don't know if there was a statistic that it was the loudest ever noise. The whole arena was erupting. That's how loud the atmosphere was, just so. Obviously, no, it's not going to be the same now because it's not going to be the crowd there. But I still think the passion and everything's still going to be in the fight. Natasha is very, very hungry to be victorious. Obviously the same as Katie, and I think it brings everything. This is, if you ask any female fighter now, what fight would they like to see? It would be Katie Taylor against Taylor-Jonas. So I think it's got everything to be a classic, you know. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, we keep talking, Coog.
That's all right, we're used to that from you, Tom. Yeah, I think when we kind of look through the card, obviously we've got the heavyweight fight that headlines the card, but I think quite a few people's pick that could be the fight of the night is the fight between Natasha and Katie. No,
it generally is. Like, it's the best fight in women's boxing, I think. For it to be happening on Saturday is great for women's boxing. I think it's going to propel it even more. I mean, it's come on so much the last couple of maybe last year or so, with all the world champions and all the girls doing really well. But I think this fight's going to take it to the next level, you know. So it's very exciting, Coog.
Absolutely. That's this Saturday night live on Sky Sports Box Office and The Zone. And then next week, our very own Billy Joe Saunders has got the mammoth task of taking on, in some people's eyes, pound for pound #1 in Saul Alvarez Canelo. So, yeah, what shot do you give Billy Joe in this fight, Tom?
I can be completely honest. It's an hard fight. Canelo is the best in the world. Over in America, I think it's going to be hard for him to win on points because it's in America. But if there's a guy, Coog, that can beat Canelo with Billy Joe Saunders, I've known Billy 11 years. I remember boxing with him 2007 in an international tournament. He boxed the Cuban world champion, first fight, beat him. Billy Joe Saunders is a winner. He doesn't know how to lose. And I know he can cause the upset. Whether he gets it in America, that's a different story, because I believe that he'll be a couple of rounds down before he even starts. That's how high I see it. But if a man can beat Canelo, it'll be Billy Joe. He's got the footwork, he's got the boxing brain. But then Canelo's Canelo. He's such a fucking great fighter. So, but listen, I'm confident that Billy Joe can do it. And if you see him with Tyson Fury in America now, he's confident that he's going to do it himself, and that's given me confidence because I know he knows he can do it himself, you know.
I think it's been said, just not recently since the fight was announced, but over the last 2 or 3 years, ever since Billy Joe was being linked with a fight with Canelo, that if there is someone out there to give Canelo nightmares, it is Billy Joe. We just don't know to what that extent of nightmares is. Is it enough just to give him nightmares and cause him problems to actually win the fight? But we're going to find out. We're going to find out very soon.
No, look, Canelo's Canelo. He's got it all, and he's only getting better as he goes. But Billy Joe, mate, his footwork, his boxing IQ. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting fight. And like Billy Joe, I've known Billy Joe all my life. He's MTK. I genuinely believe he can do it. Where did he get it? Because it's over there. That's the only thing. Why I'm like, do you know what I mean? Because all the close rounds, are they going to give it to Billy Joe or are they going to give it to Canelo? That's why he's got to win each round clear. So, you know, but I'm rooting for Billy Joe. Come on, Billy Joe, brother. We know you can do it, son. All the best.
Okay, Tom Stalker, appreciate your time. It's been quite some time since we've interviewed you. Do you still miss getting in the ring?
Not really. Do you know, since I had my last fight, 2017, I come into the job then, so I haven't really missed the KUGAN. I've been I manage like about 18 fighters now, so all my passion and love goes into my fighters and obviously into the MTK. So no, I don't miss it, and I'm happy with the making champions. Taylor-Jonas on Saturday night becoming a world champion also.
Tom, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Best of luck with Natasha this weekend. I'm sure we'll try and grab a word of you before the week is out.
Thank you, Q. God bless, brother.